Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews, and this is my review for Nosferatu.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy. Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews.
Don't make me destroy you.
So, Nosferatu, directed by Robert Eggers of The Lighthouse, which was a film that I really enjoyed, starring Willem Dafoe as well. He appears in this movie, is a remake of the 1922 German expressionist silent movie, which is a marvelous film to watch in of itself. Just the quality and the creativeness in that film harkens back to something that long since lost, I think. But yes, it's a remake of that movie, and it's an unsettling atmospheric movie, and a lot of what features in that film is brought to the fore here in this one. The world building in this Nosferatu, this remake, is absolutely superb. It follows a young woman called Ellen, who is, in the early stages of the movie, we're treated to a nightmare scenario, a dream state, where she is summoned by this creature of the dark, Count Orlok, who brings her outside, and then there is an exchange, and we are brought right the way to the 1838, where Ellen is now living out a life with her young partner Thomas, who is eager to provide for his new wife, and he is sent by his prospective employers to do a bit of business for Count Orlok. Count Orlok wants a new place to live, and his job is to go over there to speak to Count Orlok and get him to sign papers that would allow him to move in to this mansion. And as you can imagine, it all goes wrong from there. Now, this film, I have to say, is wonderfully atmospheric in the first half of the movie. The gothic undertones are some of the best I've seen for a very long time. I think the lines of dialogue are beautiful in places if they do end up repeating themselves at some point, and I think, unfortunately, Aaron Taylor-Johnson's character kind of falls into that marker. He becomes a bit of a nothing burger character, which is a shame, because I think a lot of the characters in this movie are great, and I think the performances are great as well. But fundamentally, what wins this movie more than anything is the absolutely beautiful cinematography. We have shots that blend and mold into each other. They just fade into each other with no sort of barriers at all. It creates a very much like a dream-like state, and we are constantly unsure of what's real and what we're being presented as the truth or not. It all lends to this gothic nightmare scenario, and I think if you're looking for outright scares, if you're looking for jump scares in a film like this, you're not going to get it. This is not the film for it. This is a film which plays the shadows against you as an audience member. It plays the shadows against the characters, and you are there front and center with it. It takes a long time for us to see anything really face to face with Count Orlok, face to face with the Nosferatu, and it lends itself well to that. I have to say, I'm pleased that we weren't given too much up close and personal with Count Orlok up until some later stages of the movie. But like I said, the cinematography is absolutely perfect. The setting is wonderfully drained of colour. It's wonderfully well set, and yet we do have this impactful use of colour. Red. God, when the red appears on screen, it's unbelievable. It's like nothing you've seen before. The dark, deep red colour, crimson, I believe. It's just wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And I think what really sells the film alongside the cinematography is the performance from Bill Skarsgard. I have to be honest, I'm not a massive fan of his. I thought he was great in It. I think he is, when he's embodying these larger-than-life characters, when he's embodying these monsters, I think this is where he excels. But it's not just his physical ability. Here he's completely in prosthetics. You can barely tell it's him. What is fantastic about his performance is the fucking voice. The voice, the vocal work. I'm struggling to speak myself. The vocal work is bloody superb. It's some of the best vocal work I've heard for ages. And I don't, obviously they might have played with it in post and whatever this, but fundamentally there is a bottom line here where Bill Skarsgård, his voice is just, it's echoing, it's haunting, it's reverberating around walls, and it's reverberating through people's minds, and you get that as an audience member. It comes at you from all angles, and it's a brilliant piece of character work, just the vocal work alone. And when we do eventually see him up close, there's this unnerving sense of, well, is this really him? Is what I'm seeing here really him? This husk of a monster. It's so well done. It's great, and he's always in the shadow. He's always hiding. He's always lurking and hunting, and it's brilliant. There's nothing hidden about him, really. He is pure evil. He's not some misunderstood anti-hero, which we're all sick of seeing at this point. He is the embodiment of evil. He wants to destroy, he wants to drain, he wants to kill. And it works. It works. He's a convincing villain, he's a convincing monster, and everyone he comes across gets absolutely destroyed. I think Lily Rose Depp as well is great in this film. It's a very, very physical performance. There's a lot going on from her in terms of the physicality, the way she's being tortured and embodied and being abused by Count Orlok. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. As the film goes on, she has more visions and night terrors, and it all comes to the fore as he's coming closer to her, as they're joined together, as it were. It's truly, truly a great bit of character work. It's a great movie for me personally, but I do think it does fall away towards the back end of the movie. Like I said, I think Aaron Taylor-Johnson's sort of given short shrift. He's given a lot to do with not really much meat to do it, and it almost comes across as a bit false. And the film sort of ends up coming away from this slow gothic horror and becomes a bit campy towards the end. Having said that, the final shot, my God, that's going to sit with you for a very long time. I'm not going to explain it, I'm not going to tell you much about it, but suffice to say, it tracks with the original 1922 movie. And but it's even more disturbing. The look and feel of it is exactly, what we were treated to throughout the entirety of the film. And alas, it's it's a disturbing looking shot, to say the least. But I think fundamentally, alongside the score, which is again almost like a weird sort of musical box kind of thing, couple that with the imagery, couple that with the cinematography, couple that with the drained colour, couple that with this deep, haunting performance by Bill Skarsgård, that voice, and also from Lily Rose Depp, and even the rest of the cast. Willem Dafoe is great for his part when he finally comes in, but it's the chaos all comes in and mixes in with that. It's a really good movie. I fully enjoyed it. Like I said, we get horrors these days where there's a lot of jump scares, but this is a film that's not sort of holding itself back, but utilising different skill set to create the horror. And if you're a fan of slow burn horror that plays on the mind, that plays on, the characters, and you see them falling apart as Count Orlok sort of gains more and more power, then this will be the film for you. The only thing I will say is that yes, it is a Dracula story, of course it is, and we have seen this story a great many times. For that reason, there is, a bit of hesitation for me to say this is a perfect vampire movie, but it's not far off. It's not far off. So yeah, a great movie if you like these kind of horror movies, this slow burning, like I said, gothic horror. You will get something out of this. If you're looking for jump scares, and no, you won't get it here. It's scares of a different kind. But yes, that's my thoughts on Nosferatu. A really good movie, a great way to start off 2025 for me. I will leave the review there. Now, I hope you all had a great back end to 2024. I'm eager to get through 2025 and enjoy it. So, thank you all for you that have stuck with me sticking with the channel, sticking with these reviews, and hopefully we'll be bringing a lot more reviews to the fore as well. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to leave this review there. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.